as well, where we did a great job in coverage versus the top return guy in the game. So I would echo what you said. It was very complimentary there down the stretch, and that's what we needed to win the game.
6 plays, 6 yards. Defense really stepped up in overtime. Offensively, I think you ran like 16 snaps and 150 yards or something like that. You really handled business in overtime, didn't you?
Yeah, our guys did a great job locking in, focusing. Obviously wasn't perfect. You'd like to score right away, but I thought the guys really handled that period well.
So let's talk about the 3 guys that made the Pro Bowl. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson. No shock anywhere across the board there. What have those 3 guys meant to the football team this year?
Well, you start with how hard they all work year-round. And so those 3 work the second the season ends all the way till the bell rings to close out the season. And so it's not surprising that all that hard work is paid off for those guys. They get the most out of their abilities, and I was really proud of those guys.
So injuries, as you go into the last football game, it's do or die. Win, you're still alive. You don't win, the season's over. And I know as a former player, you want to play. If there's any way you can get out there and play, you're going to want to play. Do you think you'll have all hands on deck, or what's the situation?
We'll see. Marius Mims will be more of a backup role for this game with the hand injury he's got. Chase Brown will be a game-time decision for us. And, Sam Hubbard's been out for a while, so he'll be another inactive. But aside from that, guys are going to go out there and compete.
So when you look at this Pittsburgh Steelers football game, playing them at home, Tomlin has an incredible record, at home. He doesn't lose many games at home down the stretch. What does it take to go out and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road? Weather conditions, everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, we're playing the Steelers. We're not playing any individual person, and our guys are ready. They've won 4 in a row. They've got a lot of confidence right now. And, we're the first team in the history of the NFL to play 5 road primetime games, and we're going to embrace that. We want the hardest road imaginable. These guys have overcome 2 6-day weeks in the last 4 weeks and found wins, not complained for a second. And so I'm fired up that this is the environment we get with our lives on the line and chance to go to the playoffs, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
The last team you lost to is Pittsburgh, 4-game winning streak. You've been +5 in that 4-game winning streak ratio. Pittsburgh in the 4 games since is 1-3, and their ratio is even. They're even Steven. Is it all about the ball? Is it all about ball security?
It is. These divisional games, you can always look at the turnover margin and figure out who won without looking at the score, to be quite frank with you. So we got to do a great job taking it off of them, and the protection of the ball is going to be as critical as ever.
Penalties, both teams penalized heavily, double-digit penalties, or actually you had 9, or you had 11, they had 9. Both teams over 100 yards, though. That kind of thing, when you're looking at hidden yards, trying to put teams on long field, short field kind of things, is a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal. Our guys got to play disciplined. Thought we'd done a better job of that as of recent, and so excited to see our guys take that to the field.
How about the red zone? When you look at red zone, Pittsburgh offensively is 31st in the NFL. Defensively, they got 10 stops though in the red zone, and what you guys have done offensively and defensively. Red zone's going to be a big deal. 7 points, 3 points. It's going to be a big deal in this game.
It is. We take a lot with us that we have to score touchdowns when we get in the red zone. Our guys have been pretty good at that. And then defensively, you've seen these last couple of weeks getting some stops down there in some critical moments, and that's going to carry us to victory today.
Okay, so you've been here many times before. You're a veteran of this type of thing right now, and in Pittsburgh as well. In your mind, give me 2 or 3 things that have to happen for you to walk away with a victory.
The turnover battle and the field position battle are 2 things that you mentioned that I agree with. Right. But I think there's this our players rise to the occasion, and they feel most comfortable in these environments with this much on the line. And it's a playoff game for us. It's win and in is our mindset. Who cares what happens on Sunday? Our mentality is we win this game and we're in the playoffs. And so we're going to get our best from our guys tonight.
Everybody talks about, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, they don't lose at home. And like you said, it's individual players. Joe Burrow's 3-3 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The hell with everything else, what the record is from a franchise standpoint. These guys have had nothing to do with that. I mean, the confidence level seems to be pretty high with your football team.
It is. We've been pretty good in December and January over the last several years, and we expect that to be the same today.
Good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you, Box.
All right, thanks, Lapp, and that's Coach Zach Taylor and Dave Lapham. I tell you what, you hear Coach Lapham talk about that playing the team effort against the Denver Broncos, but they got to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight, and that includes not turning the ball over. They had 2 fumbles lost. They had 11 penalties and 1 interception. You got to clean that up, and as well, keep putting points on the board like they did in that first contest against the Steelers. Obviously, Coach talked about ball security and field position. Those are big factors tonight as well. So we'll see how this team responds, not only needing to win, but playing a tough, formidable Pittsburgh Steelers team who beat you at home, and you try to return the favor by beating them at home. We got the 25th anniversary Paycor highlight. You don't want to see or not hear this one because it brings back instant memories featuring a hometown product. It's Countdown to Kickoff right here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining health insurance.
A Fifth Third Better means we always put in 166.7% more effort.
Stats, huh? Two can play that game. In 2022, the Bengals broke their attendance record with over 67,000 fans.
Fifth Third gives you no hidden fees and free checking.
The Bengals won the game with the coldest wind chill ever, negative 59 degrees.
Fifth Third makes banking easy from the moment you sign up.
The Bengals are easy to cheer for.
Hooray! This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC. Visit 53.com/momentum for more information, including product restrictions and details.
Kickstand Cocktails, the only canned cocktail dedicated to spice, is now available in Cincinnati. We've teamed up with the Cincinnati Bengals to bring the heat to Houday Nation all season long. Featuring 6 times distilled vodka, 105 calories, no added sugar, and all clean ingredients. Our craft cocktails are available in 3 mouth-watering heat levels, so there's an option for every Bengals fan. Be sure to elevate your game all season long by visiting kickstandcocktails.com for more information.
Toyotathon is on, the perfect time to shop for a new SUV with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through January 6th, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 5.99 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models, with $1,657 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey-ho, my chuckaboos on your afternoonified devices. It's me, Gustavus Swift, founder of Swift Foods and all-around meat guy. So, what's for dinner tonight? Might I suggest a tender and delicious cut of Swift beef skirt steak? Perhaps a juicy Swift pork tenderloin with a marvelous citrus chutney? Either one will take the egg the moment it hits the old sauce box. What am I saying? You're already on the internet, look it up! Swift Foods, inspiring extraordinary meals since 1855.
Behind every successful business is a strong leader. That's why the Cincinnati Bengals leave HR to Paycor. Paycor's HR software helps build winning teams and great places to work. We're pumped to watch Bengals history unfold at Paycor Stadium. Find out how Paycor can help your business at Paycor.com.
Big Coffee is the original cookie butter beverage in town, now with even more flavors. Try the new caramel waffle cone or enjoy the classic with real cinnamon and that signature cookie butter taste. And for the perfect combo, pair it with our delicious maple waffle sandwich. Visit your local Big today.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff right here on the Bengals Radio Network, presented by Kickstand Cocktails. Glad to have you aboard. With 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it's the Baltimore Ravens 28, the Cleveland Browns 10. Now, it's hard to believe Paycor Stadium opened 25 years ago. The stadium that once carried the name of Bengals founder Paul Brown has given us lots of big play memories, and it's even more special when that highlight comes from a hometown young man who dazzled a national audience and produced not only one of the most memorable Cincinnati Bengal highlights, but one that made SportsCenter's top 10, was shown seemingly around the football world over and over again. With playoff implications and a goal line stand, Logan Wilson and Sam Hubbard not only put an end to the Baltimore drive, Sam Hubbard converted it into 6 points with a length of the field run that had everyone at the peak of exultation as the Bengals ensured victory. The date? January 15, 2023. Dan Hort on lead vocals, Dave Lapham on background vocals with this victorious call.
3rd down and goal from the 1. Huntley sticks the ball out. The Bengals have the ball.
Baby.
They are running it back. Sam Hubbard with blockers behind him. Hubbard to the Ravens 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown!
How about it?
Bengals!
Woo!
Tyler Huntley tried to extend the ball over the goal line. It got poked away. Sam Hubbard scooped it up and ran the length of the field for a go-ahead Bengals touchdown.
And I tell you what, that's one of those nights and one of those games where everybody's going to claim they were there. But if you were there, you will never forget that night or the way the Bengals closed the door shut on their rival Baltimore Ravens. We'll be back with fantastic fun facts. Dan Hort, Khalil Herbert, as Countdown to Kickoff continues right here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
Strong leader. That's why the Cincinnati Bengals leave HR to Paycor. Paycor's HR software helps build winning teams and great places to work. We're pumped to watch Bengals history unfold at Paycor Stadium. Find out how Paycor can help your business at Paycor.com.
As the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals, AltaFiber understands the importance of staying connected. That's why AltaFiber provides blazing fast internet, 99.99% reliability, and a next-generation Wi-Fi experience powered by Eero. Switch to AltaFiber today and download and upload faster than Spectrum with Cincy's only 2 gig symmetrical speeds. Fiber internet plans start at just $49.99 a month. Visit AltaFiber.com or call 513-565-FAST to learn more. AltaFiber, elevating connection.
5 divided by 3 is 166.7%. So Fifth Third Bank makes banking a Fifth Third better by protecting you and your money with Smart Shield. Like the Bengals defense protects their end zone. We blitz hackers with threat blocking. We run audibles with alerts. And we've always got a free safety roaming around with 24/7 monitoring. So when you want a great defense, you want Fifth Third. This is banking a Fifth Third better. Visit 53.com/SmartShield for more information, including product restrictions and details. Deposit and credit products provided by Fifth Third Bank, National Association member FDIC.
I'm Zach Taylor, head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. We need all of you to be your best for another amazing season. And since cancer is the second leading cause of death for adults in the U.S., prevention and early detection are key. So join me and the Cincinnati Bengals as we team up with Kettering Health to fight cancer in its earliest stages. Go to ketteringhealth.org/crucial catch and let's intercept cancer together.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Experience the NFL with On Location, the official hospitality provider of the NFL. On Location offers official tickets and unrivaled access to all of the NFL's premier events. With exclusive partnerships with more than 20 NFL teams, On Location brings you up close for all of the action, providing fans with unforgettable moments from draft day to Super Bowl Sunday and everything in between. Visit NFLOnLocation.com for more information. That's NFLOnLocation.com.
Behind every successful business is a strong leader. That's why the Cincinnati Bengals leave HR to Paycor. Paycor's HR software helps build winning teams and great places to work. We're pumped to watch Bengals history unfold at Paycor Stadium. Find out how Paycor can help your business at Paycor.com.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Kickstand Cocktails on the Bengals Radio Network. Wayne Boxmiller with you, getting so close to kick off the Bengals and the Steelers. And running back Khalil Herbert came to the Bengals via Chicago after Zach Moss went down and starting to see more playing time. The South Florida native has a pedigree that many would find hard to believe, but it can't be denied. And he's capable of big plays and big games. He spoke with our Dan Hort in this week's Fantastic Fun Facts presented by Skyline Chili.
Now, Fantastic Fun Facts with Dan Hort.
Time for some fun facts with running back Khalil Herbert from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I read an article about you where you referred to yourself as chubby and slow as a kid, which is definitely not the case now. Were you a late bloomer?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I got my speed until 10th, 11th grade. But growing up, I was always on the O-line, D-line. I played a lot of guard and defensive end. And then, eventually started moving to fullback as I got a little bit faster, and then running back when I was in 10th grade. So,
did you grow out of it naturally, or did you have to work at it?
I definitely had to work at it. I was big as a kid, so I used to shot put and stuff, but I feel like everybody caught up to me, so I thought I was going to be a lot taller than I am. But definitely my speed, I always ran track, and just eventually just keep working at it, and was able to finally get some speed, and the rest came just working at it every weekend.
Did you do any other extracurricular activities as a kid, or was it strictly sports?
Yeah, strictly sports. Football, track, video games.
We're visiting with Khalil Herbert. You played high school football as a senior at American Heritage School, the alma mater of former Reds Rookie of the Year Jonathan India, among others. But here's what I found amazing. In 2021, when you were drafted by the Bears, there were 6 players taken from your high school that year. That's unusual for a college, much less a high school. Is it amazing to you guys, the guys that were on that team?
It definitely is, but it's kind of, I guess, regular to us down there, especially in South Florida. We produce a lot of NFL talent, but it's something that we strive and pride ourselves on, just being able to produce NFL talent. And like you said, we had 6 in the draft. I think we got 10 current or 11 current guys. So it's something that we pride ourselves on, getting to go back to school, go back there. You see our posters and banners on the walls of the fields. So it's always cool.
When it came time to pick a college, you chose Kansas. How'd you wind up in Lawrence from South Florida?
So I trained with Tony Sands. He played running back at Kansas. Kind of connected me with some people at Kansas. Kansas was my only Power 5 offer, so it was kind of a no-brainer. I wanted to play Power 5 ball, even though they weren't doing so well. I figured I could go there and help change the culture, so that's why I chose there.
We're chatting with Khalil Herbert. In your sophomore year against West Virginia, you had a game with 291 yards on 36 carries. What are your most vivid memories of that day?
I just remember afterwards, I was tired. But no, I just remember I was trying to help my team win any way we could. Just so happened that I was able to break a couple runs that game, and just able to ride the hot hand there. So, but it was a crazy day just to be. I think I'm 3rd in KU in single game rushing. So just being able to be up there with some crazy great names, I was a memory I'll never forget.
Did you know how close you were to 300?
No, I wish I did. I wish I did. But again, we were losing the game, so it was like we just started throwing the ball, trying to get back, trying to win the game. But I don't know if anybody knew, because no one was keeping track at the time. I didn't find out till I got on Twitter afterwards.
You decided to transfer to Virginia Tech for your final college season, and that turned out to be a great move. You finished 5th in the nation in rushing that year. What did that season do for you and your NFL dreams?
Just definitely helped me get to where I am right now. I played with some great guys. I think my whole O-line is in the NFL right now, so that kind of shows the kind of talent I was with. A bunch of guys on that team are in the league. But just being around those guys and helping me, just that coaching staff allowed me to just be me and go play. And they trusted me to take games over and finish games out. So with that belief in me, just able to go out there and play my game.
You were drafted by the Bears in 2021. Describe your draft weekend and what it was like to get that call.
It was a long weekend. It was a long weekend. I think I was the end of the 6th. So it was a lot of waiting. Especially you could go day 2, day 3, so you're just waiting around. But they called. I got the call from, I'm trying to remember the city, but it was Illinois. But no, it was a crazy wave of emotions. Whole family was there at my mom's house, so it was just cool just to have that moment with everybody, and especially after how long the weekend had felt like, just finally end with some happy tears and figure out where I was going to play.
How'd you like living and playing in Chicago?
Oh, I loved it. Great area out there. Bengals came out there during preseason, so a lot of guys talked to me about the area. But the city, great food. I'm a foodie, so I love food. But yeah, I loved it out there.
Did you have a favorite spot?
I had a couple. I like steakhouses, so I tried down there every steakhouse in Chicago. But downtown, I'd either go Maple and Ash or Ocean Prime. Those are my top two.
You spent 3.5 years with the Bears before getting traded to the Bengals at the trade deadline this year. What's the hardest part about being traded in the middle of a season?
I feel like just two things, like relationships and then learning plays. But just not being able to say goodbye to people, meeting new people, trying to learn new faces, new names, as well as trying to learn a playbook. So trying to just cram as much as you can in a short amount of time. So I feel like those are the two hardest things. But, I feel like everybody here has done a great job of allowing me to learn and slowly teaching me things and learning stuff each week. So,
all right, some wild card topics now for Khalil Herbert. Describe your experience as an Uber driver.
So I worked at Postmates. I did Uber too. I did Postmates, I delivered food, and I did Uber. I was an Uber driver, just needed extra money. College, we weren't getting crazy NIL bags like these guys are now. So, especially during spring ball, spring, summer, not much going on. We just work out in the morning. I would Uber. And it stopped because I picked up this group of people one time. A person threw open my car, and that was the last time I Ubered. And then I just started delivering food after that. So
I was going to ask you for your worst Uber horror story. I think I just heard it.
Yeah. So after that, no more picking up people. I would just deliver food, and that was a lot better.
Did you get good ratings?
Yeah. All the time. I feel like I got some good tips too. Once people realized, I was delivering food, they're like, "Oh yeah." So.
All right. Who is your all-time favorite athlete in any sport, and why?
LT. LT. I grew up. I was born April 21st. I wore 21 growing up. I wore 21 at VT. It was retired at Kansas, so I couldn't wear it. I wore 21 in high school. Part of the reason him, part of the reason because I was born that day, but that was my favorite player growing up, so.
We should probably clarify LaDainian Tomlinson as opposed to Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson.
According to Wikipedia, you have Jamaican and Virgin Island roots. Do you still have family there?
Yeah. Especially in the Virgin Islands. Most of my family from Jamaica is in South Florida now, but growing up, would always go back. I spent summers over there all summer, so until high school, then I started playing football. But still got some family over there. Trying to go back this off season, so take my son out there for the first time.
Nice. What unhealthy food do you find hard to resist?
Unhealthy. I don't really know if it's unhealthy. Is it? I'm Jamaican, so I eat oxtail. I don't really feel like that's unhealthy though.
Is it fatty?
It's it is fatty. Okay. It's kind of like, I guess it's like it'd be like barbecue-ish beef.
Okay.
So I guess it can be, but oxtail, anything fried. I work it off, so every now and then I enjoy a nice meal, but
as you should.
Yeah, I'd say those.
What do you like to spend your money on?
See, I'm a kid at heart, so like electric go-karts, electric bikes, that kind of stuff. I just got into watches. Again, I got a son now, so he's gonna get a lot of those electric. I just got him I got him a trike. So those kind of things I like to spend money on. Vacations, experiences. So
your son's gonna love it. A dad who likes electronic things to be perfect for him. Final fun fact for Khalil Herbert. This one's kind of deep. If you could meet anybody in history, living or deceased, who would that person be?
Dang. I got two. So Jesus and probably like great grandparents or something, just to kind of see like where my family, I know where they came from, but just like see how it was like living back then on the islands and stuff. So yeah, one of those two.
A good answer.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was Dan and Khalil Herbert, and brought to you by Skyline Chili. I tell you, his high school has an impressive statistic in terms of the number of players from one high school to play in the pros. I guess the saying, if you could make it there, you can make it anywhere, applies to athletes graduating from that school. And I tell you what, he wants, I'm sure Herb wants to get some snaps tonight to prove he belongs in the NFL. And with Chase Brown sidelined officially, he's going to have to provide help to the Bengals running game against a tough Pittsburgh Steelers defense, because you certainly don't want to get in 3rd and long against them. We'll be back with more Countdown to Kickoff, including Paul Dehner Jr. from The Athletic and the Growler podcast, as Countdown to Kickoff continues right here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
IHRA returns to glory in 2025 by bringing back the world-famous Nitro Jam Drag Racing Series, featuring 330-mile-per-hour top fuel dragsters, funny cars, pro modified, mountain motor pro stocks, and more. Founded in 1970 by the late Larry Carrier, IHRA is the most thrilling motorsports experience on the planet and is a proud supporter of your Cincinnati Bengals. For more information, visit IHRA.com or follow us on social media. The return to glory starts now.
Are you ready for some football? Well, you are now, thanks to Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bengals and the NFL, Ticketmaster's got the best way to take it to the house when it comes to being there live. They're the safest and most convenient marketplace to score fully verified Bengals tickets. And even if your plans get broken up, or worse, turned over, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell your seats. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bengals.
Shop the Bengals Pro Shop for the very best selection of Bengals gear. Choose from Nike sideline tees, polos, and new era caps. Look for your favorite player's jersey in men's, women's, and youth black or white. Want a football or bobblehead? We've got that too. Open 7 days a week. Located at Paycor Stadium Plaza level, North End Zone. Can't stop by? Then shop online at www.bengals.com/pro shop.
Bengals win, you win. Celebrate the win with Who Day Tuesday and score a BOGO. Buy any large sub and get any small sub free at Penn Station. Offer valid in-store at participating locations.
Covering the Bengals from the inside out with the Dehner Report. Here's the Athletic's Paul Dehner Jr.
Welcome back to Countdown to Kickoff right here on the Bengals Radio Network, presented by Kickstand Cocktails, and it is a final. The Baltimore Ravens 35-10. They have wrapped up the AFC North. And here to wrap up some more Bengal conversation, he is the beat writer for The Athletic and the host of the Growler podcast, Paul Dehner Jr. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's up, Ox?
Everything is good, man. Let's get to it. And first on the docket, Josh Newton.
Yeah, I spent some time talking to Josh Newton this week. He's kind of an interesting story. You know, obviously it was a big kind of debut moment from the last time these two teams met back in Cincinnati, and it didn't go particularly well. And he had a play at the end where he crashed in too hard, and Justin Fields was able to run for a play that put the game on ice. And he kind of talked about his journey this year and not playing for all of the vast majority of the year early on, and the progress that he's felt like he's seen. He said, you know what, you wouldn't be sitting here interviewing me if I didn't go through that. He said that helped change me and make me hungrier and make me know more of what I need to be better at. And each week I feel like I've taken that same step. And you've seen him now, and you saw him against Denver last week with a big play late in the game and just becoming a more solid pro. But I think it's really interesting how much he appreciates the journey that he's had to go through to get his opportunity. And man, you talk to a guy who's serious about seizing it. Josh Newton is real about that.
One thing, the more you see him play, and if you talk to him as we do, you just get the feeling, man, this guy just wants to be a really rock-solid football player.
Yeah, he has the attitude you want in a young player. He wants to get better. It really matters to him. He plays hard. He studies. He self-scouts himself, and he appreciates every opportunity, and even appreciates the times when he wasn't getting the opportunity. And I just think it's a rare perspective you see in a young guy these days, and I think it's certainly gonna benefit him going forward. I think it's benefited him so far.
No question about it. Let's talk about defense and yak yards. Yards after catch, something that they've got to work on.
Yeah, well, I mean, the story of game one, right, was 264 yak yards, most allowed in a game by any team in the NFL this year. You know Pittsburgh's going to test that again. You know they're going to come out there and see if that still works. So a lot of eyes on Jermaine Pratt, on Akeem Davis-Gaither. Are they taking better angles this time? Are they being more aggressive on the checkdowns? Or are they just leaving those spaces? Are they missing those tackles? That's what it was, a snowball's effect. And you have a Pittsburgh offense that's had its fair share of struggles as they've lost games in recent weeks. They're going to be looking to find something easy yards. How can they do that? Well, it looked really easy last time, strictly by running quick game and checkdowns and finding ways to turn those, even doing explosive sometimes. That's going to be such a big difference. If the Bengals have to button that up, you can't let them go out there and even come close to the same thing that they did in week one.
You know, I'm going to add a little conversation to this defense just from last week. Mike Hilton, I know he got the award from the media as the best player in terms of media relations, but he's been playing the last couple of games. It just seems like a resurgence of the Mike Hilton we've come to love.
Yeah, and I think that's partially Lou Anarumo just leaning all the way into the bit with Mike. Like, this is Mike blitzing off the edge. They've been so aggressive with that. He's so incredible at timing those things out, understanding what's going on offensively, where to go, those angles to take. And he joked with me this week. He's like, I'm going to get one of them handoffs. He feels like he's been close to getting a couple of them. And the way he's able to time those out, though, it's just a special skill that he has. And that's going to keep him in this league. I don't know if it'll be in Cincinnati next year or not. Maybe it is, but his ability to do that and how willing he is as a tackler and how effective he is as a blitzer, teams need that. Teams need playmakers no matter what else is going on in your game.
Let's switch to the offensive side and talk about the Drew Sample factor.
Yeah, tonight a big one to watch. I mean, they're going to be trying to figure out ways to slow down this Pittsburgh pass rush. They have the mismatches in the secondary. Teams have been really burning the Steelers in that respect. But the counter is the Bengals are banged up. A lot of the guys that are up front are either moved positions or playing through stuff, and you know what Pittsburgh can do, and they can absolutely wreck this game up front. A big way that they can try to combat that is help. And Drew Sample and his understanding of the protection plan and what he does there is so critical. And if he can come out and have a good game and in a way that can constantly find the help, sniff out the blitzes, not allow free runners when they're already going to be losing some one-on-ones, because that's the nature of playing Pittsburgh. If he can do that, he could be a real underrated star of this game, and it's a big part of their game plan.
Paul Dana Jr., as always, we appreciate the insight, brother.
All right, thanks, Box. Have a good one.
All right, thank you so much. Up next, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Bengals as they try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Dan Horde and Dave Lapham have the call up next right here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
Get ready for game day with Mixicals, Botanical Ice Mixers, proud partner of the Cincinnati Bengals. Harnessing the essence of fruits, flowers, and herbs, Mixicals takes your drinks from the sidelines to the end zone. Whether it's cocktails or mocktails, elevate your beverage game to MVP status with Mixicals. Available at the Party Source and other Cincinnati area retailers or online at Mixicals.com. That's Mixicles. Mixicals, proud partner of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals fans, the jungle awaits. Now's the time to join the Bengals season ticket wait list.
Claim your place on the wait list for just $150 per seat. You'll get first priority to purchase Bengals season tickets when they become available. Plus, get first access to single game tickets and playoff tickets while supplies last.
Some things are worth the wait. Join the season ticket wait list today and rule the jungle with us. Visit Bengals.com or call the Bengals ticket hotline at 513-621-8383.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Catch up on all the highlights and expert analysis with Dave Lapham and Lance McAllister on Bengals Line. Monday nights from 6 to 9. Visit Bengals.com/listen for more information.
This is the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network. Bengals football is brought to you by Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Fifth Third Bank. Score big with Bengals Banking. Visit 53.com to join the roster and earn exclusive perks. Want to experience the jungle?
He catches it at the 10 and takes it into the end zone. Touchdown! Bengals, 63 yards. The magic is back.
A limited number of tickets are available for all home games at Bengals.com. Grab yours while seats remain. This is the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
It is the final night of the regular season for the Cincinnati Bengals, and in order to have any chance of advancing to the playoffs next week, they must beat the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight on a bitterly cold and wintry evening in the Steel City. And it is time for the pigskin to fly here at Acrisure Stadium. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dan Hort alongside former Bengals offensive lineman Dave Lapham. It is great to have you with us for our coverage of Cincinnati Bengals football. And let's get to Lap's keys to owning the game. They are powered by Gravity Plus.
All right, Dan, we're going to talk about the letter C as we do a lot when we get to Pittsburgh. Got to play with that controlled rage. You got to bring it. Got to bring the energy, the emotion, physicality, but do not lose your mind. Know your assignments. Don't black out. You got to do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there. Complementary football, we saw a great example of it in overtime. Cincinnati Bengals victory in Denver. Offense and defense supported a special teams mishap. Defense got a 3-and-out, and the offense scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Clean communication, handle the crowd noise, maybe hand signals, nod of the head. When you break the huddle, everybody knows what the play is and what their assignment is. If you have to change the play at the line of scrimmage, you're going to have to be really sharp with those hand signals and silent counts and all that sort of thing. The clock. Don't let Pittsburgh run the football. No checkdowns or screens to running backs that are going to bleed the clock over and over and over again, like what happened to the tune of over 260 yards in Game 1. Play keep away from Joe Burrow and company is the goal of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can't let that happen. Explosives. Some assignment breakdowns and resulting finger pointing has hurt Pittsburgh in the last 3 games, 3-game losing streak. Hit an explosive play early and get the secondary sniping at each other a little bit. That would be a good dynamic. Hidden yards, turnover battle. Bengals are 5-2 when they finish plus, 3-2 when it's even, 0-4 when they're negative turnovers. They were -2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers the first time. You basically win the turnover battle and sustain fewer penalties, avoid negative plays, quarterback sacks, tackle for loss, get Pittsburgh on a long field, capitalize on short ones, minimize mental errors. Everyone's going to lose some snaps physically. You got to win more than you lose, but you can't lose snaps because of mental error. Fast start. Pittsburgh Steelers have lost 3 straight by 50 points. Score first and dominate from the opening kickoff. They may fall into a here we go again, not our day today syndrome. Pittsburgh, by the way, when they score first, they're 8-1. When they score in their first possession, they're 5-1. Got to get off to a fast start. Win on third down. Avoid it if you possibly can. Bengals are 6.22 yards per play on first down. That's 5th best in the NFL. Stay out of third down. If you get in third down, 3rd and 3 or less. Every drive against Denver was at least 5 snaps. Did not have 1 3-and-out. Red zone. Pittsburgh's offense, 31st in the league. Cincinnati's defense, tied for 30th in the league. Who's going to perform there? Cincinnati's offense, red zone, tied for 4th in the National Football League. Pittsburgh's defense has forced 10 possessions with no points, tied for 2nd most in the NFL. Who's going to win that battle? Third quarter, after halftime adjustments, Pittsburgh's allowed 29 points in 16 games, 1.8 points per game. They've outscored the opponents by 71 points. Are you kidding me? 100-29. And then finally, finish. Every snap, every drive, every quarter, every half, every game. Finish the regular season strong. Because you're going to keep the playoff hopes alive if you get a victory here in Pittsburgh, Dan.
The Bengals are playing their 6th primetime game of the year, their 5th primetime game on the road. They are the first team that has ever had to do that in NFL history, and we know how difficult it is to win primetime road games. They've gone 2-2 so far. They won night games in New York against the Giants, in Dallas against the Cowboys. They've lost 2 primetime games on the road, but they could have easily won both of those games. They went for 2, going for the win instead of the tie in the final minute at Baltimore. Obviously, they did not get the 2-point conversion, wound up losing that game by a point. They lost a night game in Los Angeles against the Chargers, where they had 2 field goal opportunities to take the lead in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, Money Mac missed both of them, and the Chargers wound up winning the game. So they played very well in these primetime road games, and we'll see if they can come away with a win tonight when they have to have it to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Absolutely. And, one other thing, Dan, in terms of keys, tight end. Which 88 is going to have a bigger impact of the game? Gesicki or Freiermuth? Both of them have had really good seasons. I mean, they've been clutch. They've been key for their football teams. Throw Drew Sample in the mix, how important he is, and all the blitz pickup and pressure packages and line twists and stunts and everything else. The tight end position is going to be large tonight. Which tight ends perform better, Pittsburgh's or Cincinnati's?
The Steelers swept the Bengals last year. However, Joe Burrow did not play in either of those games. The Steelers won the first meeting this year, so they've won 3 in a row against Cincinnati. And, of course, that first game at Paycor Stadium was a wild one. The highest scoring game in the 110 meetings between the Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final score, Pittsburgh 44, Cincinnati 38. And I'll tell you one thing that happened repeatedly in that game lap that had better not happen tonight. Check downs over the middle to Pittsburgh running backs. 13 catches for 146 yards by the running backs in that game, and I think nearly every one of those 13 short pass over the middle turned into a big yards after catch gain.
And Lou Anarumo admittedly said, I was trying to do some things on the back end coverage-wise, and I think that's the second piece of the chess match. The first piece for the Cincinnati Bengals, is going to be how many resources do you commit to picking up these defensive linemen in pressure packages and the linebackers? How many resources do you have to commit there? With Pittsburgh, it's going to be, are you going to follow? Is Chase going to have a shadow or a spy as such? Is it going to be T. Higgins? Last game it was T. Higgins that was followed as a spy. Will it be that way this game? Will it be Chase and T. Higgins alternating? Will they not spy at all? And then from the Cincinnati Bengals standpoint, they tried to do too much on the back end from a coverage standpoint and left those checkdowns wide open. I'll go back to just last week. Pittsburgh Steelers looking at the Denver tape against the Bengals. The Broncos mauled the Bengals inside zones between the tackles. They knocked them off the line of scrimmage. Denver's offensive line controlled that football game. And then they ran screen passes. And then once they get the defense to suck up a little bit because of the running game and the outside screens, over the head they go. Pittsburgh took notice of that. Pittsburgh, they have a screen game. They have an excellent screen game. The screen game, the checkdowns, killed the Bengals the last time. Can't this time.
This is game 2 of an AFC North Saturday doubleheader. The Baltimore Ravens defeated the Cleveland Browns in game 1, 35-10. So the Ravens wind up 12-5. They have clinched the AFC North. The Pittsburgh Steelers have clinched a playoff berth. They will be either the 5 seed or the 6 seed. If they beat the Bengals tonight, they'll be the 5 seed. If the Bengals win and the Chargers win tomorrow, the Steelers would fall to the 6th seed. If they're the 6th seed, they've got to go to Baltimore in round 1. Nobody wants that. If they win or if the Chargers lose and they're the 5 seed, they would take on Houston, a team that has kind of been wilting down the stretch with a lot of injuries on the offensive line. As for the Bengals, I think you know the scenario at this point. They must win tonight. If they do, tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, they will become the world's biggest Kansas City Chiefs and New York Jets fans, needing both of those teams to come away with wins for the Bengals to advance to the postseason. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the coin toss and the start of tonight's game in just a moment here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
Hey, it's Dave Lapham for First Star Logistics, a Bengals sponsor and one of Cincinnati's fastest growing companies. It's where you can score your next great job as a broker agent. It'll be your job to figure out and arrange the best way to ship freight across the country and around the world. First Star gives you a great base salary, plus uncapped commissions. Go for the career win. Learn more at firststarlogistics.com and tell them Lappin sent you.
First Star Logistics, opportunity knocking.
There's no better way to celebrate a Bengals win than Skyline Chili. Stop by your neighborhood Skyline on game day and Tony up, Bengals Nation. It's Skyline time.
Experience the NFL with On Location.
Your neighborhood Skyline on game day and Tony up, Bengals Nation. It's Skyline time.
Experience the NFL with On Location, the official hospitality provider of the NFL. On Location offers official tickets and unrivaled access to all of the NFL's premier events. With exclusive partnerships with more than 20 NFL teams, On Location brings you up close for all of the action, providing fans with unforgettable moments from draft day to Super Bowl Sunday and everything in between. Visit NFLOnLocation.com for more information. That's NFLOnLocation.com.
Behind every successful business is a strong leader. That's why the Cincinnati Bengals leave HR to Paycor. Paycor's HR software helps build winning teams and great places to work. We're pumped to watch Bengals history unfold at Paycor Stadium. Find out how Paycor can help your business at Paycor.com.
With unlimited plans from Mike's Car Wash, the more you wash, the more you save. And you can wash as often as you want. You'll love the value of an unlimited wash plan from Mike's Car Wash. Unlimited plans available at all 40 Mike's Car Wash locations. Open daily, 7 to 9.
It is a wintry night here in Pittsburgh, PA. The temperature is 19 degrees. The wind chill is 7 degrees. We had snow flurries when we arrived at the stadium earlier today, and there is a 70% chance of additional snow flurries tonight. The captains are approaching the 50 for the Bengals. We don't even have to look to know who they're going to be for the fifth game in a row. It'll be the trio of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Zach Taylor might not be too superstitious, but he's not going to mess with the mojo during a 4-game winning streak. Let's listen in to the coin toss.
Welcome. We have a coin, heads and tails. Heads and tails. Cincinnati, you're the visiting team. What is your call? Tails. Tails is the call. Tails is the call. It is head. Pittsburgh has won the toss and elected to.
Well, we couldn't hear
Cincinnati
the final
will
word.
receive in this direction. Good luck, gentlemen.
We couldn't hear the final word from our referee, John Hussey, but the Steelers have elected to defer. We will see Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and running back Khalil Herbert begin the game on offense. Joe Burrow, by the way, the NFL leader in touchdown passes. Lamar Jackson played earlier today. He started the day 3 behind Joe and threw a pair of touchdown passes in the Ravens win. So Lamar finishes the regular season with 41. Joe has 42. The only other quarterback that could possibly catch him, depending on what Joe does tonight, would be Baker Mayfield. He's got 39. Tampa Bay takes on the Saints tomorrow.
I'd like to see him get 250 yards or more and 3 touchdowns or more and keep that streak alive. That's phenomenal. And Joe Burrow has had a phenomenal season. And as we know, as always, opening kickoff is presented by Alta Fiber. And I do think that there's being a message sent, having Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins, that trio, going out there to end the season 5 games in a row. They want them together. Zach Taylor wants them all to return. That trio is as good as it gets in the National Football League, and we all know that.
Chris Boswell, who's been selected as the Pro Bowl kicker for the AFC, getting ready to put the ball on the tee and launch it from the 35-yard line. Kendrick Pryor back to return the kick for the Bengals. No, I'm sorry, it's Isaiah Williams and Travion Williams. Khalil Herbert not returning kicks tonight because he's the primary running back, and as you probably know, Jermaine Burton didn't even make the trip for a coach's decision. Zach Taylor not going into additional details for why Jermaine Burton was left home. Chris Boswell about ready to go. He stands 6 yards away from the football. Right now he is directly behind it. See if he takes a couple of steps to his left, and he does. And now he's ready to approach the football at the 35. He swings the right leg and thwack We are underway. This high kick fielded right at the goal line. Running up the middle of the field, Isaiah Williams gets to the 27 and gets pulled down by the feet there. So that's where the opening drive will begin for the Cincinnati Bengals.
And the chess match begins. What kind of resources will the Cincinnati Bengals commit to blocking that front that has two Pro Bowls, a defensive tackle in Cam Hayward and an edge rush guy in T.J. Watt?
Khalil Herbert is the starting running back for the first time this year. The Bengals line up in a pistol formation. Tight end Cam Grandy in the backfield, serving as a fullback. They hand it to Herbert, and he is tripped up near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Keanu Benton, the young, big defensive tackle out of Wisconsin, making the stop. They think he is going to be a future Pro Bowler for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's a stud. I mean, he's a big force inside. They have a hell of a tandem at defensive tackle. They also brought Deshaun Elliott like a flash. I mean, he came flying down from the safety position to make a hit in the backfield. Joe Burrow's going to take notice of that for play-action pass.
Chase Higgins and Yossi Vosh go out to the right. Mike Gesicki out to the left. 2nd and 10 Bengals from their own 27. Burrow in the gun. Catches a shoulder-high snap. Looks left. Throws a pass. Caught by the leaping Gesicki. Turns toward the sideline and picks up the first down. He makes it to the 39-yard line for a 12-yard gain.
Well, I thought they grabbed his face mask. I thought Deshaun Elliott, when he tried to tackle him, he was up by the grill. And he did. He was right up the side of the helmet. I guess they felt like he didn't grab the face mask as such. Maybe the ear hole or the side of the helmet, but not the actual face mask itself.
Gesicki tied his career high with 10 catches last week in the win over the Denver Broncos. 1st and 10 Bengals at their own 39. The ball is on the left hash. Burrow in the gun. Herbert to his right. Joe will throw his pass. Hauled in by T. Higgins. Went to the ground, extended his arms, and made a fabulous catch for a 10-yard gain, or at least close to it.
He is so long. I mean, T. Higgins, when he stretches those arms out, he's 6'4", and his arms are every bit of 7 feet wingspan. I mean, it's crazy. And if he's leaping for a contested catch or diving for a catch like that, that length comes in handy.
Officially a 9-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 1 Bengals at their own 48. It looks like a short yard, but Burrow is in the shotgun with Herbert to his right. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Joe will throw.
Nice.
His pass over the middle, caught by Gesicki. Between the numerals and the hash marks, and he takes it to the 36 of Pittsburgh for a Bengals first down. Safety Deshaun Elliott with a stop.
Yeah, Deshaun Elliott, he basically got up, started clapping to the sideline like, look, we got to run a different coverage on this back end. I made the tackle, but the middle of the football field was wide open. We can't let the tight end have nobody within 4 yards of him in any direction.
16 yards on the play, 3 straight completions for Burrow, and the Bengals have a first down at the 36 of Pittsburgh. Joe with an inside handoff. Khalil Herbert gets low and charges down to the 31 for a 5-yard pickup. Tackled by Pro Bowl safety Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and he wasn't real happy. He got up on kind of pounding the ball on the ground. He wasn't really taken to the ground. With that low center of gravity that he had, his body lean was too far forward. He went to the ground on his own and was touched down.
2nd down and 5 at the Pittsburgh 31. This is the opening drive of the game for Cincinnati. Yossi Vosh motions from right to left. They hand it off. Herbert started left, tries to cut it back inside. He does not get the first down. He's about 1.5 yards short. Alex Highsmith making the tackle for Pittsburgh.
Good push at the end of the line of scrimmage. Drew Sample, Orlando Brown, getting it done on that edge. They moved the Pittsburgh Steelers off the line of scrimmage very well. 3rd down, you want to be 3rd and 3 or less. That's where the Bengals are right now.
Jamar Chase is in the backfield like a running back on 3rd down and 1.5 yards. The ball is in between the 27 and the 28. Now Jamar goes in motion, lines up as a slot receiver left. Burrow throws to him. Jamar makes the catch, runs toward the far sideline, and goes out of bounds with a first down around the 19-yard line. Corey Trice making the stop.
You're saying put Jamar Chase in the backfield, all right, and then motion him out. You're probably going to get a safety or a linebacker. No, you motion him all the way out there. You're going to get Corey Trice on him. Corey Trice is playing because the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jackson, is down.
The Bengals have entered the Miami University red zone. They have a first down at the 19-yard line of Pittsburgh on their first drive of the night here at Acrisure Stadium. Burrow catches a shotgun snap, looking left. His pass caught short of the sticks, and Jamar Chase hops out of bounds. Trice in coverage. A gain of about 7 on the play, down to the 12-yard line of Pittsburgh.
Well, I'll tell you that the Bengals are in total control of this drive. I mean, they are cool, calm, and collected. Not just number 9. Number 9 is cool, calm, and collected. He always is. And he has an impact. You know, he impacts the rest of his football team. They're operating at a high level and quieting this crowd.
Chase out to the left, Higgins out to the right. Second down and 3 at the 12-yard line of Pittsburgh. Burrow looking to pass again. He fires a strike. Caught! Boom. Jamar Chase with a touchdown!
Yeah.
The Bengals score on their opening drive, and Jamar Chase has just made franchise history. It's his 17th touchdown catch of the year, tying Carl Pickens' single-season franchise mark.
How about that? And it's a patented Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase deal right there. They look at each other, and they kind of like nod, and we got the look we want. I'm going to run this route. You know I'm going to run this route. Joe Burrow gets the ball out of his hand quickly. And on that entire drive, the thing that was magnificent, Joe Burrow got it out of his hand right now every single time he threw it.
He was 6 for 6 on the opening drive. The PAT is right down the middle by Cade York, and it is a tremendous start for the Cincinnati Bengals. They score on a 12-yard touchdown pass from Burrow to Chase inside the Miami University red zone. We'll take a timeout with 9:49 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Cincinnati here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network.
Tri-State Jeep buyers and football fans alike, Mike Castrucci Jeep is #1 in Cincinnati for a reason. Is it our upfront discounts, our no-nonsense pricing approach, or is it our generous and unbeatable trade-in allowances, or is it our unparalleled selection? See for yourself. Check us out online or visit us today. That's Mike Castrucci, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Fairfax.
Is your water heater on the fritz? Or are you dealing with a clogged drain that just won't budge? And what about that leaky faucet that's driving you crazy? Don't panic. Nixco Plumbing is here to help. We offer same-day service for all your plumbing emergencies, from water heater installations to drain cleaning to leak repairs. We're the professionals you can trust to get the job done right the first time. Don't settle for second best. Choose Nixco Plumbing. Call us now at 513-398-5907 or visit nixcoplumbing.com. Nixco Plumbing. Choose a pro. Choose Nixco.
Tune in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Bengals weekly radio shows. Visit Bengals.com/broadcast for date, time, and station.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Thanks for tuning in here on the First Star Logistics Bengals Radio Network for the 8th time this year. The Bengals begin the game with a touchdown on their opening drive. This one, 9 plays, 73 yards. It took 5 minutes and 11 seconds. Joe Burrow, a perfect 6 for 6 for 64 yards. His final 3 completions went to Jamar Chase, who had 27 receiving yards. And the last one was a 12-yard TD where he beat Corey Trice pretty badly.
Dan, I talked about third down as one of the keys. I said, the best thing to do is don't get there. And they only faced a 3rd and a yard and a half. 1 third down, and it was less than 3rd and 2. And they converted it. Joe Burrow was magnificent.
Those drive details brought to you by ProLink. Together, ProLink will help you find your next job. Apply at ProLinkWorks.com. Cade York getting ready to kick it off, but it's a windy night here in the Steel City, and the wind just blew the ball off the tee.
Man, if you continue to do that, be so efficient on 1st and 2nd down, you don't allow the Pittsburgh Steelers to get into their pressure packages and their stunts and twists. Your night becomes a hell of a lot easier up front for the offensive line.
Cordero Patterson and Jalen Warren standing around the 2-yard line to return. This is a low kick that does not make it to the return zone. And as a result, the Steelers are going to get the ball at the 40 with the new dynamic kickoff rule.
Free kick that did not make it into the landing zone. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
It's the first time that's happened for the Bengals this year. With the new rules this year, you have to kick it beyond the 20-yard line unless it's a fourth quarter onside kick. And because this one was topped like a golfer would top a tee shot, the Steelers get to begin from the 40-yard line.
I wonder if he got, a little bit psyched out with the ball blowing off the tee. I mean, he almost whipped on that bad boy.
That might have been the worst kickoff I've ever seen.
I'm telling you, it was stunning. It was stunning.
I mean, how far in the air did it go? 6 yards?
It's crazy. I mean, it was like, I think he just grazed the football. He almost whiffed.
If he had whiffed, it wouldn't have counted. He could have gone back and kicked it again.
Right.
Oh, well.
But now you give the Pittsburgh Steelers the ball at the 40-yard line? Come on.
Ball's in the middle of the field. Najee Harris is the running back. He quickly goes in motion and now lines up to the left of Russell Wilson. They give it to Najee running up the gut, and he's brought down after a 3-yard gain at the 43-yard line. Cincinnati has had trouble with Najee Harris in the past, particularly as a receiver. He once had 14 catches in a game against the Bengals.
And I'll tell you,